welcome to today's video. Today, we are talking about the ideal leader. So, let's go to student book page 127. We are going to learn about the 5 minds. Please pause the video and match the 2 parts of each sentence to find out what the 5 minds are good at. Okay, so we know that a synthesizing mind can sort through facts to decide what is relevant. An ethical mind focuses particularly well on doing what is right. A disciplined mind works extremely hard. A respectful mind takes other people's views and feelings seriously. A creative mind is very adept at thinking in new and different ways. Now, we're going to go ahead and listen. Jose is telling Olga about an article on the 5 minds by Howard Gardner. We're going to number the 5 minds in the order he talks about them. Let's listen.
Page 127. 3. Listening and speaking. Minds for the future. Exercises B and C. Listen. Jose is telling Olga about an article on the 5 minds by Howard Gardner. 1.
I just read an interesting article by Howard Gardner.
Yeah? I've heard he's highly respected. So what was it about?
Well, he suggests that now we're more globally connected. It's particularly important to think about how we educate students for the future. It's incredibly interesting.
I bet. So what does he propose then?
Well, he defines 5 types of minds that students need. Like the first one is, students need to learn how to study efficiently and, basically, work hard.
Well, that makes sense. It's like playing the guitar. You have to practice pretty regularly. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at that. I'm not that disciplined.
2.
Then, for the second mind, he says that we need to be able to take all the facts we read, sort through them, and decide what to pay attention to.
Right. It's like on the internet. There's so much stuff.
Exactly. So you have to be especially good at deciding what's useful or relevant.
Yeah, like doing research, which I think I'm fairly adept at. I guess it's kind of like being scientifically minded.
Right.
3.
Then the third mind has a capacity for asking questions, being open-minded, so you can, think of new solutions to solve problems effectively and look at things in a completely different way and not get stuck in one way of thinking.
Thinking outside the box?
Yeah, and you don't worry about making mistakes or failing.
Yeah, I guess that's something I'm not too good at. I mean, I have an extremely logical mind, but I'm not good at coming up with new ideas. I guess I could be more creative.
Uh-huh.
4.
Then he says we need to be really tolerant of other people and understanding of each other's cultures.
Well, that sounds sensible. We have some neighbors from India, and it's really cool talking to them and learning about their traditions and everything.
Right, well, that's it. We need to understand and respect each other's views.
Well, that's one thing I'm able to do. Well, I think so.
5.
Yeah, and then he says we need to learn how to do the right thing in different situations and make the right choices.
So basically you mean like having good morals?
Yeah, doing what's right.
Right. Well, I think I'm capable of making the right choices. I've had to already. My parents always stressed that when they were raising us too.
Oh yeah, my family too. So yeah, it was all extremely interesting.
Okay, so number 1 is a disciplined mind. Number 2, a synthesizing mind. 3, a creative mind. 4, a respectful mind. And number 5, an ethical mind. Did you have the same? Good job. Now, I want you to please think about this. How different is being a genius today to being a genius in the past? Please pause the video and write a few ideas. We're going to share in class. Okay, let's continue. Now, what do you think are the characteristics of future geniuses? One more time, pause the video and think about this. Okay, great, let's continue. Let's read the sentences and tell me if you agree with them or not. Geniuses in the future need to be extremely literate and highly skilled. They need to be linguistically literate and know many languages. They need to solve problems incredibly easily. And they also need to be especially good at math. Okay, we're going to share in class. Now, what is special about the highlighted words? Like extremely, highly, linguistically, and so on. Well, for one, as you may notice, they end with ly. They are adverbs. Remember that adverbs are used to describe verbs, adjectives, as well as other adverbs. And again, most of them end in ly. However, some of them might be different, like well, fast, and hard. So let's take a look at the sentences. Extremely literate and highly skilled. If you notice, these two adverbs, extremely and highly, are describing adjectives, literate and skilled. When you're going to describe an adjective, please use the adverb before it. Linguistically literate and know many languages. One more time, linguistically is describing an adjective. That's why it is before it. They need to solve problems incredibly easily. If you notice in this sentence, I have two adverbs, incredibly and easily. So, you may notice that the one that is describing the verb solve problems is easily. How do you solve problems? Easily, right? So, it is after my verb. But what is incredibly describing? That's right, incredibly is describing how easy I can solve problems. So, it is describing another adverb. They also need to be especially good at math. In this case, especially is describing an adjective. Okay, let's continue. Now, I want you to please pause the video and classify the adverbs into adverbs of degree, focus, manner, opinion, and type. Okay, so you should have degree, extremely and highly, for focus especially, for manner easily, opinion incredibly, and type linguistically. Did you get this right? Excellent. Now, I want you to please pause the video and correct the sentences. Please notice that all of the sentences have an error. Okay, let's go ahead and check. My sister is linguistical gifted. In this case, we are going to change linguistical for linguistically, right? Because it is describing gifted in what way she is, right? They are literate extremely. In this case, we just need to reorganize the words. They are extremely literate. People with musical intelligence are generally well at playing musical instruments. In this case, we need to make two changes. First, we need to change general for generally, and we're going to change well for good. She works incredible fast. In this case, we know that she works fast, but how fast? Incredibly fast. The problems were easily. In this case, because you're describing a noun, problems, then you don't need to use an adverb. You need to use an adjective, easy. Did you get this right? Good job. So, let's go to workbook page 91, exercise A. Here, you're going to add the adverb form of the adjectives in parentheses to the sentences. Please notice that sometimes there is more than one correct option. Look at the example. Singers don't have to be technically perfect. They just need to be able to express emotions. Pause the video and work on the rest, please. Okay, you should have extremely important, highly skilled, linguistically gifted, incredibly interesting, remarkably well, particularly difficult or particularly important, and relatively easily. Did you get this right? Good job. So, let's go to exercise C. Here, you're going to complete the blog post with the correct adverb or adjective form of the verbs in parentheses. Let's do the first two. I have never really been mathematical talented. In this case, what is going to be your adjective? Talented, alright? So what would be the adverb form of mathematical? That's correct. Mathematically talented. But I needed math to graduate from high school. So my mom contacted a friend of hers, Valley, who had been particular good at math. How are you going to solve this? That's right. Particularly good at math when they were in school together. Pause the video and work on the rest, please. Okay, great. We're going to check in class. Now, for exercise D in your workbook, I want you to please write sentences about you. Pause the video while you work on this. Great, we're going to share in class. I will see you then. Bye-bye!